Okay, so Carrie, why don't you just start with talking to us about your overall experience with Lighten Up?
Honestly, it has been a game changer for me. So I started the whole plant-based process about 3 years ago. I had had a major hip surgery that was not healing correctly. My daughter had been vegan for a long time, asked me if I would, as a last resort, because I was still limping 9 months after surgery. And I was vegetarian, but I definitely ate a lot of cheese and dairy. Um, so I literally, after I jumped on that, I lost close to 90 pounds that first year. I just kind of melted off without even really trying. And I found CDFG the following year in 2018, and literally it was like magic for me. Like I just enveloped everything. I wanted a batch every week. I was all about it. Like you guys just spoke to me. And then so when Lighten Up came around, I feel like I'm in pretty good shape, but I'm like, I would love it. I want to be part of it. I just want to be part of it. So I joined, and the first go around, I was perfect on the food. The movement was really hard for me. I have a hard time with control and letting things go. But I felt good. I felt good. I tried the movement, but I just was like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I'm used to like CrossFit class and spinning, and I do those crazy Spartan races. I'm that kind of girl. I'm kind of an all-in type of person. And to relax, that was very foreign to me. Like to just listen to my body and do the movement. It was really, really difficult. So I finished that first round. And then in October, we had all these changes, familial changes, with my son becoming my daughter. It was a whole thing. And I really fell into a bit of a depression, not a pretty big depression. It was really hard for our whole family. And in January, when you said, okay, we're going to do this Lighten Up again, I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. I gotta get this junk out of my house. I got to completely commit. I'm committing to everything about it. And then I also added in double doses of working out the way I like to work, at the gym, hardcore, because I was trying to get that serotonin. I was really struggling. Anyway, after about day 10 of doing those movements every day and just really allowing myself to feel all those feelings I just push away, that was kind of the magic. My butt cheeks are so tight, it's ridiculous. I was like, when we got to the butt, I was like, oh my gosh, I never thought that was going to be an issue. I just really didn't think stretching and using balls on my feet was going to open up so much for me. And it really did. And it really helped me with our child. It's helped on every level. I would wish my husband would do it with me because he's obviously struggling, but he's just not there yet. And that's okay. It'll happen. But for me, it really has changed my life. And as far as the juicing and the eating just the plants, all that, I mean, that to me that's magic anyway. And now I wake up and that's the first thing I do. I get warm water for everybody in the house. Everybody gets warm water. And then if they want to juice with me, that's great. I make enough for everybody. And it has really illuminated my life. I mean, my life seems so much more now, and I feel much more open to everybody around me. And I think and this whole idea of letting go has been instrumental this time around. That I just didn't catch it the first time around. I wasn't ready. Definitely wasn't ready. So that has been my experience.
Yeah, that's incredible. I especially love that you mentioned that you're you're a CrossFit type of really hardcore exercise person, and Michelle's movement has done something that it sounds like you didn't expect it to do. And I mean, Michelle, do you see that a lot in your community and with your? I know that we've heard that from Lighten Uppers before, but what is your experience with that?
It is people like you, Carrie, that like to just push, and force,
Yeah.
that don't want to do these practices because it's so slow and so deep. And you have to be with you, right? And you have to deal with what's there. And that's why you push and force, is to not really look at how controlling you are. Well, I'm just saying that. Yeah. And
exactly.
Yeah. And so I'm so proud of you for doing this, because in my own, with my own clients, I have such a hard time getting them to, stop, those that like to just run and keep going and push and force. And look, you did it. And look what you've gained.
Yeah. Just being present has been huge for me. And that has been, I've always been the person, I run my own business. I take care of a lot of people, and I don't really take the time to reflect and realize all the good things around me and even the bad things, and just deal with them. I'm always pushing forward to fix the next thing that comes my way, if that makes sense. I'm a fixer. I'm totally a fixer. And to try to slow that process down and just be in the moment, it's been very difficult. Don't get me wrong, but it is so worthwhile. It really is worthwhile.
Yeah, I get it. And Ollie, you probably get it a little bit too, because you weren't doing this way when I first met you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that it's sort of like the difference between, I don't know, the difference between a regular yoga class and a Pilates class. It's like, and not that this is Pilates, but when you slow down and really feel it all, it's like, that's where it's at. Like, you don't need much else besides that. It's like, that's what we tend to be running from. And I know that I can certainly relate to that as well. And I just, this, it's not an easy program. Like,
no,
at all. This is not, it's a really intense thing. And so when you first signed up for it, because it's also really hard for like Michelle and I to explain exactly what it is, because it's so different than anything else out there. So when you signed up for it, did you have a pretty good idea, or like, was it surprising to you, the things that we were having you do and the results that you got?
The first time, and when you did the first launch and I went through it, it was surprising, and I just was like, I don't need this. I don't need this stretching stuff. I'm just going to do it at my gym. And I tried it for a few times, and I'm like, And then but this next time around, I was in such a weird spot emotionally and mentally, and I knew I had to make a drastic change, or else I was going to be back at the therapist's office next month asking for antidepressants, and I just did not want to do that unless I absolutely have to. I'm not against medication at all, but I just thought, this is something I think I could do on my own if I address things differently than I have in the past. And I have a whole family that's counting on me to get through all this. This is a new normal for us, and I'm like, I got to give it my best shot with food and with movement. I needed to give it everything I had before I was going to go off to the doctor. So for me, it was kind of like coming full circle, and I didn't do that the first time around. And I see how a lot of people are resistant to the movement. I get it. Especially if you're like always go, 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 and you don't know how to slow down. And honestly, between the first time and the second time, I did start meditation, and I think that really helped me a lot. And I took a few yoga classes and Pilates and quit them all. Stayed with my gnarly, workout routines. But I think the meditation helped put me in a more quiet space. And that has been a huge thing with me too. When I watch your mom doing the meditation, I love that. I love meditating now. And that was something that I never thought I could get into. And now I'm pretty much at 20 minutes a day. I got to get it in. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was a whole full circle, but it literally took it took me 2 full times of doing Lighten Up to really understand the ramifications it was going to have for my whole being.
Yeah, that's really well said, actually, because it is such a holistic thing that we've created, like the food piece and the movement. Like Michelle, right? We did this very strategically, and we can't always like paint it out like, okay, do this and you're going to get this, this, and this, because it's so different for everybody who goes through it. But for the people like you, Carrie, who really make that decision to do it 100%, like it is a life-changing experience, and it's a very holistic healing experience in ways that people don't always expect.
Yeah. For me, for sure. It was huge. In fact, the beginning of the month, I was still really struggling with our family stuff. By day 29, I had this down. Like, I knew that I could carry this out forever. I knew that I was going to be fine. My daughter was going to be fine. My family was going to be fine, as long as I took care of myself in every aspect. And that's what I feel this does. It kind of, it attacks your food, what you're drinking, what you're eating, what you're putting into your body, but then what you're feeding your soul. And that was what I was lacking, for sure.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying what you just said, because that is why we put the program together right there, so that you could get a way to take care of yourself, because there's nothing better. Like, you're free. Once you can take care of yourself, you're free.
Yeah.
From whatever comes towards you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been amazing. And I'm going to just keep going. That's the bottom line. I have to, for my own sanity.
Yeah. And it'll get more second nature as you do it, for sure. And that's one reason why we wanted to make sure that, like, people who sign up for this have access to this forever, because I think the more times you go through it, the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to get through it. And I've seen that happen a lot in the group. We've seen, people go through it the first time and get stuff, and then the second time get stuff. And then maybe the first time it was just movement, and then they did food, so I think having that, those are all your tools, and you can't unlearn this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I just thank you both so much, and your whole team. It's been life altering for me, for sure.
Well, this is, like Michelle said, this is exactly why we put this together, because it's the kind of help that you can't easily find elsewhere too, and one of the things that I found so empowering with Michelle's work specifically was it really did allow me to take care of me. And like, I'm the only one that can do that. Like she said, we're the only ones that can make sure that we're okay. And we can apply that through whatever bullshit we're going through.
Yep. Like I said, the beginning of this month, I was not okay. And by day 29, probably about by day 15, I was like, I got this. I just got to keep the faith and keep on moving. And I got this, which is so awesome, because I have been on antidepressants in the past, and I know that whole monkey on your back some people definitely desperately need them, but if I could do it through diet, exercise, and movement and meditation, I'm definitely going that route.
So good. So you aren't planning on going to the doctor then? You're feeling good enough to just keep going with this?
Nope. I feel great. I honestly feel great. I have some therapy groups I belong to now that I will definitely go and go there. But no, I don't feel I need any intervention at this time.
That's so great to have that power, to take your power back of now you're in control of your own health, mental, spiritual, and physical, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Such a
gift.
Yeah. So do you see now why we call it Lighten Up? Like, there's so many hidden meanings behind that name that it's like, it's not just like the weight stuff. Like that's maybe a small part of it, but it's like your overall life just kind of. Whoop.
Oh, it's definitely your overall life. And honestly, the weight stuff is minuscule compared to, and that's funny, because I came from a background where I was always trying to lose weight. I was always the big girl. I always had that in the back of my head. And once I gave that up, and it was like, screw it, I'll be happy being the big girl. I just want to be the healthy girl. I just wanted to be an empowered woman and teach other people that there's other ways of doing this healthy and natural. And once I did that, that's when the weight melted off. That's when the epiphanies began. That's when the love in my heart, when I just started seeing love and positivity more than negative things. I'm in real estate. There's a lot of negative stuff in real estate. But I've lightened up on every level since one, going plant-based, but two, definitely since doing this Lighten program. And I tell everybody, I'm like, if you want to drastically change everything about yourself, just give it a shot. It is so worth it. So worth it.
Absolutely. So because it isn't like a super cheap program. There is, it's $349. And I know that for a lot of people that is a stretch, and it's, to hear you say that, like, it's worth the investment, because like you're worth it. And when you work this is what happens. And we know this. So I really thank you for saying this and for sharing all of this with us. And I think, you've done an amazing job, and it sounds like you've had some, some tough things, happen in your life recently. And it seems like, you were ready for change. So good for you for trying something different.
Yes. I can't thank you guys enough. If there's ever a retreat in Hawaii, I'm getting my ass there, because I'm all about it. This has really just helped all of us. It's helped if now I can just get my husband on board, it'd be great. I mean, I think we would all benefit so much just from rolling on some balls, I think, together.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's like we benefit from it, but then also everyone around us benefits from this work as well, right?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, I feel I converse with people all day long, and the attitude I seem to have now, because people say it, they're just like, what is up with you? Why are you're so happy all of a sudden? I'm like, you know what? I don't know, because I do know why I'm happy, but I've really worked hard to get there. And it has been so much from Lighten Up, from just from the whole plant-based lifestyle in general. But Lighten Up really has put a smile on my face in some really dark times in this house. So I will completely keep going.
That's awesome.
Awesome. I'm right there with you. I'm going to keep going with you.
Me too. I mean, you can't go back once you feel the difference, right?
No. Well, that's one thing I can't, because when people say, oh yeah, I was plant-based, or I was this, and then I just kind of fell off. How do you keep going? I'm like, oh my gosh, I felt so terrible when I was before. Yeah. There's no way I won't go back. There's no way I'm going back to the way I was before. There's just no way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you probably have a much different understanding now than you did then too.
Absolutely.
Just because you've been through this, and it is such an intense program. We do dive pretty deep into stuff so that you have a really, a better awareness around, like, okay, yes, going plant-based is what you're doing, but like, why are you going plant-based?
Yeah.
And the why.
Once you find that why, and for everybody it's different, obviously. And mine started with trying to get weight off, but my gosh, it's just transcended every aspect of my life since.
Do you find that a lot, Michelle, too? Because I see that in our community, like people start this journey to lose weight, and then pretty soon it's like that's just such a small little piece of it.
Oh, for sure. Whatever, people will have their reason that they're coming to move in this way. That just falls away because they didn't even realize what they were holding on to. Just like, where you were sharing, like that control, that's probably why you had surgery on your hip to begin with, right? Because that kind of intensity in that part of the body is not going to you're not going to have healthy hips, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so it's just learning. And that's the other thing is, like, people don't understand their own bodies. And we hope that this program allowed you to understand yourself at a deeper level.
Well, it did work for me for sure. And I'm actually in awe of all the movement. I'm feeling, and I don't like it, believe me. It's not fun, but it is so necessary. It is so necessary.
I can tell you from experience that you will start to love it.
I hope so. That's with most things worthwhile. You eventually, I'll love it. I know. I'm just going to keep going every day, whether I like it or not. I just get on that mat every day. If I have 5 minutes, if I have 25 minutes, at least I'm doing something and breathing out that love, and it works.
I love that, because that is key. Like, just what you just said, just get on the mat, just do it. Because then you create a habit.
Yep.
Your body will crave it. And then you don't even have to think about it. Like, I don't have to think about it anymore. I just do it. It's like, my natural sort of animal instinct is just to go do it. Right. And then it's like, whoa, now I'm ready to start my day.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. And you will. I mean, I remember when I first started doing it, I would cry every morning I did it. I would cry because it was so painful and there was so much. And it took me a while. I mean, I'm still working on it. I mean, none of this is super easy for me, but I got to the point where, okay, it no longer was painful and it actually now it's to the point where it feels good and not painful. And my body, like, same, Michelle, like, I just go to my mat and I do it and that's it. And, so the more you do this, you'll see in about 6 months, you're going to say, okay, I love it and I can't live without it. I mean, but your attitude is awesome. You're spot on. You're like, I'm going to do it regardless if it hurts. Okay. I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. And that is that is what it takes. That's it.
Yeah, no, I think that's kind of the way it is with the whole lifestyle. You may not like everything at first. There was some greens I detested at first, but I like them now. So I think it's just, if you just gotta, and you gotta be kind to your body. You gotta be kind to yourself. Life's hard, and once you let that go and kind of just, I guess, lean into the hardness. That's kind of what I do now. Like, instead of, I used to avoid it, I used to try to run from it. And now I just kind of lean into the hardness, just like you're leaning into those balls. And honestly, it's the only way you're going to get through it. You got to lean into it and just go with it.
That's so beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
So delicious.
It's so, I don't know. It's the thing that we shy away from doing. It's not the obvious thing to do.
Nope. No. Like I said, my default is to fix everybody, make everything better, and ignore myself. That has always been my whole life. That's been my default. So to retrain myself and to love myself and to do things that are good for me it's just been so amazing to go through and just kind of feel all the feelings has been really huge for me. So
I think that there's like so many women out there like that who always kind of put themselves last and who don't really focus on themselves. So, and it sounds like it took for you kind of hitting rock bottom to make some changes.
Absolutely. And I couldn't, after my hip surgery, I was a mess. I was unhappy. I was miserable. I was mean to everybody. I was a serious bitch. I was a total bitch. And then when my daughter was like, just do vegan just 1 month and see how you feel. And that was all it took. And then incrementally after that, I started to find joy. And I had been lacking that for a long, long time. So, and then after this last bit of, I don't know if you call it depression, the blues, whatever you want to call it, this month, oh my God. And this month has been one of our most trying, honestly, in this house. There's been a lot of changes happening, and I still have joy. And I'm feeling joy every day, just a little bit more. I mean, we have bad days too, but I'm just saying, if it wasn't for this program, I don't think I would be as fulfilled as I am, as happy as I am, and knowing that we can get to the other side of this as a family and grow from it and learn from it and possibly help other people. That's giving me joy too. So, and that literally is just a direct effect of this program.
I have chills now.
Goosebumps everywhere.
I'm glad that I wore a jacket. That's wow, amazing. I mean, I'm not amazed, but every time I hear it, it's like I'm so happy that we put this together for people to experience, and I'm so thankful that you like trusted us and just did it, because
me too.
Because some people buy it and they don't do all of it. Some people buy it and then never get to their classroom. Some people, it's true, that's happened. And so if this can help somebody, even somebody who hasn't signed up yet, sign up, or someone who has already signed up but just who hasn't gone through it completely, I know it'll motivate people to just just commit to it and just do it.
That's it. Like I said, when I started, and I'm a social drinker, I am, but after the last few months, I was like, all right, no, I'm not drinking at all. And I didn't for the first time either. I put that away. And now that I'm 30 some days without drinking, I'm like, I think I can keep going, which is crazy. Like, that's never happened to me. Like, not wanting to drink or not, or not using that as a crutch, which is what I have done in the past. And it's just what I just kept telling myself is it's just for 30 days. You can do anything for 30. I mean, it's just really one foot in the front of the other. And some days I was like, okay, if I can get there this day and not have a glass of wine, and then maybe I'll have one tomorrow. There were many days this month that I did that, where I was like, and then that would pass and I would be just fine. And I just kept moving forward. If everyone just does it, takes it one day at a time. And then if you can get to that 30 days, oh my God, it's awesome. It really is.
That's so great. And I really like what you said earlier is that by day 15, you really felt so different.
I did.
No, it takes 30 days. You were starting to get it. You said earlier by day 15.
Yeah, by day 15, I knew for a fact I was okay with the not going back to the doctor. I knew it. By day 10, I think I posted in the group that I was starting to feel somewhat better. But yeah, 2 weeks in. And that's really only 1 week of movement because I mean, you guys, we don't start everything really until like day 5 or 6. So really it's one solid week of really getting into the gritty things of it. And you feel like I felt like a different person. And I have a lot more patience too.
Oh yes. We hear that one a lot too. We hear that so much. Patience. Yes. And isn't it amazing? Like that there's so many people out there who have tried so many different things and who are in such bad shape. And it's like, you are 2 weeks away from feeling better. Just 2 weeks away.
I mean, I was one of them. I've tried everything out there, honestly, in the past. And once you change your focal point, change that focal point from, I want to lose 50 pounds to, I just want to be healthy and I want to feel amazing. And once you change that one little mind shift, I think that's huge. That will change everything once you change your focal point. Change it from aesthetics to actually feel how you feel and how your soul feels. And this program will work magic for you.
Love it. Love it. High fives. Well, it's been so awesome to talk to you and to get your feedback and just to, I mean, I can feel it from here that you're just like, this is it. I'm good. I got this. Like I see and I feel a powerful woman in front of me.
Yay. Yeah. Me too. I mean, I just feel like we've got this as a family. And I mean, I don't think I definitely wouldn't have this feeling had I not gone through this program, had I not been, I just have so much more, I have more compassion for myself, more compassion for everyone around me. And just love. I don't have any really ugly feelings anymore. And I had a lot of ugly feelings back in the past, and everything really is just turned to love. And that sounds it does sound so corny and lame, I guess, but it's the truth. Yeah. It's the truth.
You rolled it on out. You rolled all those bad feelings out and you awed and you breathe into love. Like, I get it. This shit works.
It does. I would gift it to everyone I know if I thought that they would do it. I just got to get the word out just to do it. And it's not hard. It really isn't hard. And the way you guys roll it out for that whole first week, it makes it so much more doable, I think, for so many people. Like on most diets or most programs, it's always cold turkey. Everything is, you got to stop it on the first, and that's it. And that literally sets you up for failure, in my opinion. I think this rolling everything out was so easier. You don't have the anxiety that you do on regular programs. You don't, because everything is just in these small increments, and that's pretty big. That's huge too, I think, because I think if we had to stop everything day one, if I had to roll on the mat, no alcohol, no processed foods from day one, I probably would have stopped. So the way you do it is perfect. It works. It totally works. And I wish you all the success, and I hope everyone jumps on board.
That's so awesome. And Michelle and I, there was a lot of thought that was put into it, and we came to that conclusion, like just a little bit every day. People can do a little bit every day.
Yep. And the fact that you tell people, if it's, just do your best. So many people don't, and I'm one of them. If I failed, then I'd be, I failed. And then I would just stop what I'm doing and just go back to my old habits. And but that also comes from having some love for yourself, is having a little compassion and knowing you're actually human, and you make mistakes and you screw up, and you just get back on the horse the next day. You don't wait another month or another 6 months to try it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Until you're perfectly ready.
Exactly. Or else we would never do anything. At least I wouldn't.
Yeah. Same. Totally the same. Well, this has been great. I'm really happy for you. And I really hope that you keep us posted, and you just, stay in our private Facebook group, stay in our world, because we want to hear from you. And I'm really happy for you.
Thank you very much. Me too.
Me too. Wow. Thank you. And I'm so excited you're going to enjoy your daughter.
It's going to be great. I mean, we're still working through a lot of it, and it's going to be an ongoing process, but it's scary, but this is the hand we're dealt. We're going to rock it.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks again, Carrie. We love you. We wish you all the best, and keep us posted. Okay.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Okay.
Take care.